I'm coming from Cabot, so it's a little bit of a drive, but it's a pretty nasty day out. It's been raining since about 6 this morning, so it's been a pretty nasty day, and we're hoping that we can get around and maybe slip around and find some deer a little easier. Maybe it let up a little bit. It's showing it's going to clear up, so I'm going to head up there and we're going to set some blocks, and then set some more cameras and set a couple of stands, and just have a good time. It's Labor Day weekend, so we're just going to have some fun, but also we need to get some preseason work done. So it should be fun. I'm gonna just show y'all what I do and how I what I do whenever I go into a situation I need to scout something new, something fresh, and just how I execute what I need to do. And it should be a fun-filled weekend, hopefully, or at the end of the weekend. But I'm excited, so let's get on our way with it. Well, it's about 7 o'clock. Sunrise about 6:45. So figured I'd get out of here right after about sunrise, and wait till it got completely light so I could see everything I need to see, and just kind of get scouting and see what I can find and what trees I need to set some stuff on, and cameras set out, stuff like that. So I'm heading to a couple of different spots, so we're going to check out some shelves, just see what I can find on some of these top ridges, see what they're running. So we're heading that way right now. So we just got here. I want to try to stay decently quiet, but I'm going to walk this, and just because it's the edge of a thicket, and these deer, they'll come out into this food plot area, and they'll run from out of this thicket coming in, and I'm just trying to catch them coming to there from their bedding areas. So I'm gonna get a move on, and let's get a look at it. So right here, I've been walking probably about 4 or 5 minutes, but right here is a natural shelf that these deer are running, and because you got a steep incline right here, and then right here it drops off. So these deer are running this as a way to get to the food plots, and it's easier route. On top of the mountain, I'm about to go look up there, because I think there's another shelf above this one, just to see if I'm seeing any more sign. But this right here, this is a good ran shelf, I would say. It's just a natural flat, and the deer run it because I've seen them quite a few times. I've had bucks come out in front of up there on the road, and then they run back down through here, and it's just a good natural shelf, and there's plenty of cover for them to be in here, so their bedding area is not too far down through there, and it's just they like. This is literally the perfect trail for them to run into their food source on, and it's a really very good trail, because it's not like a specified deer trail, but it's a natural source, and these deer run it regularly because that's all they know. So because you're not going to take these routes. These steep routes, if you have this. These deer are going to walk this daily, either coming or going from their food source and going to their bedding area. So I'm going to just scout a little bit more, but I like this little spot right here, because I've got this trail, and then I can hunt up there on this other top shelf. I'm going to go look at it.
some of this thick cover now. There's some good trails running through on top of this hill too, around that shelf. But also, they're running some different stuff. They're running some stuff down the hill. I found a couple trails coming from up here all the way down, and they're also running back up. But this flattens out up here, so it wouldn't be that bad of a walk. So, I mean, this upper shelf and then that incline shelf is gonna dictate, you know, these deer where they're going, because it's a lot. Like that, if you're, I don't know, but they're coming down this and they're running up one of these trails right here. There's two that fork off, and then they're also running that shelf because they either come out here or there typically. And I've been watching these couple trails the past year or so, and there's some good deer. I've never hunted here really, but I'm wanting to get in here and set a stand and try to hunt these deer and figure out what exactly they're doing, because they're coming from that lower swampy area coming up to this hilltop, or vice versa. They're going down because there's food sources up here. There's also food sources down there, but it's a little bit different terrain up here. So I'm trying to mark a couple trees right here for some winds, and I need a northeast wind to hunt this. So I'm gonna mark a couple trees and get out of here and go on to the next spot. So I'm about to go look at some thicket stuff back over here. These deer are running, and it's this isn't a food plot, but there's a food plot right, like maybe not even 100 yards that way. So I'm wanting to look at this because these deer, they cross all the time over there, because this is a good thicket. This is a main bedding area thicket, and this isn't a plot. This is a plot, but not a food plot. It's just pretty much just grass is what we leave it as. So it's the food plot. So these deer, they're pretty much corn fed, food plot fed, and pellet fed. So we got in the food plots, there's some turnips, there's some clover, underground clover, and there's like some mixtures of wheat. But these deer, come late season, turnips are your hunter, like they won't eat anything else. I mean, their acorns are gone. Corn supplies typically pretty low in about December, and then pellets are pretty much gone as October comes. So pretty much your turnips, they're gonna wait until those are completely ripe, because they'll pull up those ends and they'll eat all those. But those deer, they go crazy over some turnips. So I'm trying to catch them going to that turnip plot, and it may not be the best thing early season. This may be a little bit of a later season spot, but at the same time, there's a corn spot over there. So I'm just gonna set up in one of these trees, and I'm just gonna find the trail they're running, and I'm gonna try to catch them wherever they're going to. If they're going to the food plot, they're gonna be going pretty much coming from right here, going back over there. If they're going to corn, they're gonna go right there. So it's pretty basic, but at the same time, I've got to pinpoint the exact trail these deer are running to and from this spot. So I'm gonna get in there and get after it. So we're pretty decent way back in here now, and I'm just really not seeing the trails that I want to see. I'm seeing a couple, but they're just not the beaten trails that you expect to find in here. There's one about right here, but honestly, I don't know. I marked a couple trees, but still, I'm gonna have to get a camera in here to see what exactly I'm dealing with, because this doesn't, this isn't what I pictured I was gonna see, because there's just not much sign of anything being here. It is early season, don't get me wrong. Well, it is early preseason, but it's just not what I was expecting. So I'm gonna get out of here. I've got one more spot I want to go look at on the other side of this hill. So it typically is holding pretty good deer. So let's go look at that real quick. Well, I found a pretty good trail running right through here. It's about 5 or 6 yards that way. So I'm gonna set this camera on it, and I'm gonna just see what I can get running through it, because it's a pretty well beaten trail. So I'm excited to see what's running this. But this year I started running a cell cam, the Moultrie Delta, and this is one of their new series that they started making. It's a bigger camera, but you can set it on some decently small trees. But I've been running it probably for about since about July, maybe early August, and I haven't had a problem out of it. It pretty much gets reception great, but I mean better than any other cell camera I've heard of. So it's a very good camera. I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna set it on this trail, and I'm gonna see what I can get. So let's get it done. Camera is set on this trail right here. So they're running a little bit in front of that stump, and they're going down. And so it's a downhill slope, but it's a well beaten trail. So I'm gonna get out of here. So let's get going. Well, I think that's all I'm gonna look for today. I found 3 pretty good spots I'm pretty happy with. 2 of them, I'm really confident that I'm going to get some deer and see some deer. So, but this one, I just set this camera on it. It should have deer within the next, 4 or 5 hours, I think. I mean, it's got a lot of movement through there. You can tell it's been dry, but it's a faded out trail. So, I was pretty happy with that one. But, so today I pretty much was just kind of showing y'all what I do, how I execute my, just scouting strategies, which is private property. So it's a different ball game than whenever I hunt public, which I hunt public a good majority of the time, but this is a fun area to be able to hunt to. So, public and private, you do have a little bit of a different understanding of how to scout, but at the same time, you're looking for the same key principles: bedding areas, feeding areas, where they're, where they're going and how they're eating and what they're eating. And it's just all the key elements still add up, but they may be a little different. Like in the Delta of Arkansas, where I mostly bow hunt on public. You know, you got acorns, you got bean fields, you got corn fields, you know, just certain things like that. But up here, you got acorns, you got on this private piece, there's food plots, corn, just stuff like that. You got to figure out what the deer are eating and how they're getting to it, because that's just the nature of the animal. You've got to figure out what they're eating and how you're gonna find them and how you're gonna execute it properly. But you just gotta look for key elements like that. But at the same time, you gotta look for trails. You gotta look for, if I was a deer, would I be in that thick stuff, or would I be in a wide open field? You know, they're gonna go with the thick stuff because they can maneuver around in it well, where we can't. But it just gives them a sense of security. So you need to find their bedding area and just how they are, how they're navigating through it. If you can find a couple ways into the thicket that are trails, you're gonna find deer, because deer, it's like a little rabbit hole for them. It's their sense of security. That's like, it's just a big briary patch that they know there's exit holes, and then there's some entries into the other stuff that they're going to, like food plots and stuff like that. But you just got to be able to put boots on the ground. Like, I aerial map scout, but at the same time, you got to walk around in there and be able to find what exactly you're looking at on a map, because it could look a lot different on the ground, and it could look very similar. It just depends on how the map planes out on it. I mean, it's a very big key factor in that. But I'm just trying to get my basic surroundings on it all, but at the same time, I'm trying to find how I'm gonna hunt, and how I'm gonna set up, and what. And another couple key factors is spot some trees that look. If you're using a climber, on public, you gotta pretty much find one with no limbs. If you're using a lock on, just kind of look for a tree you would typically set a lock on in. If you're sitting in a saddle, just you got to find a decent tree for that too. But at the same time, you've also got to figure out, okay, the deer come from that thicket over there. I need, if the deer coming from over there, let's say that's northeast, you want a northeast wind because you're downwind of it. You want it to blow into your south. So you want to be downwind from that bedding area. Or say you're sitting in a food plot, you want to be downwind from the food plot. If it's a north food plot, you want to be, have a north wind and be on the south side of that food plot. So it's just play the wind, and you just have to put that into perspective when you're scouting. You have to understand, okay, that's the tree I want. I need south wind to come in here. Now, granted, let's say you have all you either set all your stands, or you or just you don't have a good spot for a south wind or something. I'm not saying don't hunt, but at the same time, deer are probably going to smell you. But don't go sit on a couch or something like that, because you're not going to kill deer on the couch. So you have to get out and hunt, and to be able to figure out where these deer are and just how they're coming in and out. I've never hunted these spots, so this is going to be new to me come when season opens. So I need to sit them a couple of times and just kind of watch the deer. But, if I get shot, I'm going to take it. But at the same time, I need I need to refresh myself on how these deer exactly are coming through. Because, your first couple sits can be, just kind of your learning curve, and how exactly you're processing it all. But it's a key factor in that. And at the same time, if you set enough cameras and watch enough, just watch the deer, you'll figure out where exactly they're coming from. But that's just pretty much what I go through whenever I'm looking for a spot to set a camera, or a spot to set a stand. So it's a bit time consuming, but at the same time, if you're gonna kill big deer, you've gotta put in time, and you've gotta, just take precaution with what you're doing. You gotta be quiet. You gotta be, when I was walking back over there, I was trying to be as quiet as I could. That's a good 400 yards that way. I mean, I'm good right now, but you just gotta be quiet with what you're doing, and just take your time doing what you're doing, because deer, you can run a big buck out of a place easily. So, just take it easy. But that's all I'm gonna do for today. So I'm gonna head back up to the cabin, and we'll see what's going on.
Well, we are headed out of Mountain View right now. We're on the gravel road heading out, and it's been a good weekend. We got some bearings, we got some boots on the ground, and just kind of figuring out where we need to hunt, and how we need to do it, because it's a game changer. I scout a lot of aerial maps, but at the same time, you got to be able to walk it and see, okay, where's the deer coming, because a matter of just inches can matter in bow hunting. So you got to be right on the spot where you think the trails are running and everything. So you need to be able to figure that out. But I just kind of wanted to get my kind of show y'all how I get my bearings and what exactly I do to prepare and get ready to deer hunt. It's been everybody does it a little different, but at the same time, you've got to be able to, kill deer efficiently. And if you can scout efficiently and find them quickly and, get hunting, you have more time to find that big buck and, target down on him. Or if you're shooting a doe or what, just whatever you're going after. It's anybody's game. But, I just kind of wanted to show how, I look at a new spot and how I'm going to execute where I'm setting stuff and how I'm setting stuff. But September 25th is when Arkansas bow season starts, and we're just getting ready right now. So we need to. I've been just marking several trees today and just stuff like that, and just getting my bearings around stuff, because I need certain winds to hunt certain spots. That's how I'm looking at it, because I need to really be able to get downwind of where I'm at, because the wind, when I was I never really understood it much until, it's a pretty simple concept, but at the same time, I was one of those people who I just go hunt. But now that I bow hunt a little bit more, you've got to hunt the wind, because scent stuff, it can work. It just I use it some, but I'm not gonna say it doesn't work. But downwind always works, because unless that deer circles around. But if they're coming from where you think they are and you're downwind of it, you've pretty much, unless they see you, you've pretty much got a good chance of shooting a deer, because it's just something that it's been practiced for, I guarantee you, centuries and centuries. Because it's just proven. But I do use scent stuff, but at the same time, it helps, but it may not always work. But I just kind of, I'm just getting my bearings around stuff. I've never hunted those spots, so it's come, September 25th, it's going to be all new to me. So, I know where it is, and I know, where the deer, I'm pretty positive, are coming from. But at the same time, I need to just, kind of, it's going to be kind of a hunting mission that's kind of just, a scout, something like a scout sit pretty much for me. But I'm gonna get after them, so I'm ready. But thank y'all for watching today, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the X, and there's gonna be plenty more coming on here
and I'll have maybe some guests on here too, some friends and family, and just some other people that know a lot about hunting that can bring some more knowledge to you and knowledge to me, because I need all I can get. So thank y'all for watching. We're gonna be adding a lot more to Instagram, and maybe even starting up a couple podcasts. So y'all stay tuned and just keep updated. But y'all stay outdoors, keep hunting, and kill some deer. So have a good one.